Hi everyone, I'm acnh. Welcome back to acnh Games. I have a tropicore city core island that I'm doing, just in case you haven't been following along with the videos that I have, or you're just now seeing this one. But in this episode, I am going to show you my speed build of a community garden that I'm working on. This video is going to consist of me building the community garden, and then the other half is going to be the areas surrounding it, so it kind of looks more put together at the end. Yep, so before I did this, I went to a lot of treasure islands for about 3 hours to get all the materials, and yep, I can't wait to show you what's happening, so let's get started. So one thing about me is whenever I want to do an area in my island, I usually go to Pinterest and I look up a lot of different ideas, and I can never build something from scratch, like straight from my mind. Like, I'm not one to like super like copy and paste what other people do, but yeah, for this one build I saw this one person's island. They were also doing a community garden, so I kind of took the custom codes for it, and I will link them in the description. But I really loved the wooden planks that they used, and also how they aligned them for their garden, so I can also link the video that I watched and how they did it. Other than that, I kind of just did the planks all around the garden area, and then I just filled in the garden with what I wanted to do. And to start off with the garden, I knew for sure that I wanted like a little apple orchard all the way to the left, and then more to the right we'll have like little vegetables and stuff that you get from leaf. So that's what's going to be happening, but for right now I'm just putting the wood planks in. Also, you may hear cat meows in the background. One of our cats is really needy and they're about to be fed in like 30 minutes, so it kind of just stalked my office door just waiting for me to come out to feed them. So periodically you might hear them meow, but it's okay, we like cats. So throughout the process of putting the wood planks down, I was really struggling, and you see at this moment I was like, oh wait, no, actually that kind of looks good, and I'm gonna redo the whole side. I just couldn't figure out how I specifically wanted it to look, because the area space that I did for the garden area, I did not measure at all. I just did it in a way that it would fit in my island and look cute and have enough space. But so on the top side there's like 2 rows of custom codes, and then at the bottom there's only one, because I mean you're not really gonna see it anyways unless you're really looking hard for it. But I really struggled with figuring out which specific custom like codes to use for the wood planks, like which side's the wood facing, like what part of the wood am I putting down here. So yeah, it was just a little bit of a struggle for me, but I wanted to put these down so it could map where everything else was going to lay. Once I put all the planks around the surrounding areas, I was really excited, and I just wanted to go ahead and put the apple trees in. During this, you'll see that I kind of struggle with placement, because it's like I want them to be on top of each other, but then if it's too close, like you have a hard time seeing what's happening. So like I always have that problem in Animal Crossing when it comes to like how close items or trees and stuff should be together. So it didn't come out exactly how I wanted, but I still like it anyways. But I did struggle a little bit finding the placement for the trees, and then kind of just ended up doing the regular pattern of them being like in a square. Another thing, or another idea that I saw other people use for their islands is having a cosmos shower coming into the like garden area, and I just really love that. It just reminds me of like when you go to the grocery store and they have the water spraying the vegetables. I really love that idea, and so I ended up sticking 2 by the trees. The next part, I start picking up these simple panels, and for my idea for the background was I used a concrete wall custom code, and I really wanted the whole back of the community garden to have the concrete wall. I did run into a problem though whenever I was ordering these simple panels. Notice how one's a lighter shade of gray than the other ones. I had a few that were like that in the whole grouping of simple panels, and I was really aggravated because I was like, why did I do that? It's so annoying. So like you see me struggling with taking them both out, trying to replace them. They just pop back up again, and then I kind of just left them in so then I would know which ones were like the lighter gray. And it actually turned into a perfect accident because at the end of me seeing all of the concrete walls up, like the concrete designs, I didn't necessarily love just having it all concrete. Like I love that it matches the sidewalk, but like the bridge also doesn't match, so I was like, I don't know. So I eventually had this marvelous idea that maybe if I take this lighter gray and try to use a different custom code that I already had. I tried to do the white brick, I believe, and I tried to see like what that looks like, and I ended up really liking it. So I eventually do all of the lighter whites in this brick color. However, my problems with the simple panels do not stop there. So whenever I'm editing the simple panels or customizing them, I didn't realize I was also doing a regular gray one. So there comes a time where I get confused. I do some of the gray with a brick and some of the white with the concrete wall. So there's like, eventually I put all of the simple panels up on the top of the cliff to know which ones I need to customize to make them correct. And I just had such a struggle with all of these simple panels. Like, this is not a mistake that I'm wanting to make again. Like, it really took a lot of my time to just finally realize which ones I need to edit, which ones I don't. Like, it was so annoying. This was also the time that I thought it would be interesting to go back and forth with the concrete and the brick. So I go back and place the correct panels and leave the in-betweens for where I want to put the brick ones. And I also go back and forth with the regular brick and the ones that have leaves in between. So it's like concrete, brick, concrete, leaf with brick, concrete, brick again. So yeah, I hope you are having a wonderful time watching me struggle. Please let me know if anyone has ever had similar problems with simple panels like this. I can't be the only one. I hope I'm not. ended up time skipping quite a lot to get these simple panels. I had some previously before I started the video in my mailbox, and I knew they were regular gray. So this is me just separating out the ones that were in my mailbox versus the ones that I bought and then time skipped for. So all of these should be the lighter white, lighter gray that I can use for the bricks, and that is what I'm going to be working on now. Once I placed the last symbol panel, I came back to this corner and realized it kind of looks goofy with it being curved like that for simple panels. So I ended up testing a few different tries out for like maybe making it larger, but all in all I think I just made it the same length and level as the other one. So I basically destroy the cliff and push it a little bit further back so it's in line with the brick symbol panel. Throughout this build, I realized that city core does a lot better, like for me anyways, to have like straight edges. So instead of, you know, the cottagecore vibe with curved cliffs, I am starting to realize that it's better if they're just square. So I'm probably going to go back and make that change to a lot of different places on my island. After I complete the symbol panels, I go in to separate I use the planks to separate where the orchard is from where the crops are going to be. I count out the spaces once I pick all this mess up. I count the spaces, and they end up being 9 spaces in between the wooden plank edges. So that's really dumb luck for me because I didn't plan that out. And I create a middle pathway on the 5th space to make it like four blocks together. I couldn't tell you how long they are, but it's 4 wide, I think, or maybe the length, 4 in length for each one. And I start using this custom code. I think it is literally so cute because Animal Crossing doesn't have like little plants, like plant boxes, which I think is sad. They have like the garden flower thing that I use for my canal, and they also have well, no, they really don't have anything, but this is the same custom code that I used for the other person's video. They were using the flower boxes. I'll link that code in the description as well. I really like this. I just think it brings a little more of a garden feel to it. I then start putting the vegetables in, and although they're grouped together, I didn't really have a certain pattern that I wanted to do, and I end up changing it anyways, but I like that all of the vegetables that I put together are touching. I know some people do like separate spaces for each one, but this isn't like a small space, so I don't really have enough room for that, but I really like the look of the different vegetables in one plot. So my initial idea for what goes in the flower squares was the moss, but that obviously didn't work because I forgot you have to plant moss. So I end up putting you know, the things that aren't really technically plants or flowers, like the tulip box, and like I put a hyacinth lamp in there, and I think those are cute too. I really like whenever people get creative like that, and I also like the lotus stool that they use as well, or maybe it's like I can't remember the name of it. It's like a mum stool, I believe. I like it whenever people use those for like cabbage and stuff. Around this time, I realized that I kind of like just the yellow flower boxes, so I eventually just changed that blue one to yellow and use only the yellow ones throughout the garden area. Once I put the hyacinth down, I'm basically finished with this area, and I wanted to make the opposite side, I wanted to make it opposite of what it was. I found out midway through that I wanted to change the custom code again, because I thought that this one looked better. And on this side, I'm basically gonna have somewhat of the same theme as the other side, but different items. I had a hard time figuring out where exactly I wanted the glowing moss to go. I wanted it to have its own spot, but I didn't think I had any room. I eventually put them in this area right here and take them out from where the trees are, and I think that that looks so much better. I then also later add like moss, glowing moss samples behind the glowing moss from where they are, so I think where they are right now was a good decision. I would like to point out that a lot of the items that I have, I did not plan on what the theme colors were going to be for what they are. So you see like the garden wagon, the trash bags, the garbage bin. I kind of just picked out those from the treasure island, and it was like at night, so I had no idea what color they were. Same with the hand cart. But when I put them down, I really liked how all the colors went together, so I just kind of got lucky with it, and I'm really glad that the hand cart was yellow because it matches the flower boxes. And before anyone says anything, I know that that turnip is gonna decay like when I time skip a week, but in the end it just looks like, you know, maybe someone forgot to get rid of the rotten turnip, and I end up keeping it because it does look cute how it is, and I just like the look of it. I might later replace it with one of the white mom stools so it looks like cabbage is growing, but for right now I'm keeping it. So for this side, it's going to be the same concept as just putting random crops in different places. And I realized like halfway through that, I have two different color pumpkins and I've only used one, and I really love the different pumpkin colors, so I replaced some of the wheat over here with pumpkins. Now since I have all the crops and vegetables planted, what I have left now is to basically just decorate the whole area. And how I just came up with what I chose was I used a lot of different references, like watched different videos on like what people usually use for the community gardens, and then once I kind of got a concept of like what people use, I kind of just chose the items and just placed them where I thought looked the best. So this is just me placing items and trying to fill up the space. Once I place the bottles, I go shake the apples from the tree. I just really like the look of when you walk through an orchard. There's like little apples on the ground from where they fall. and like I'm gonna be time skipping enough to where the apples are gonna regrow. At this point, the community garden is basically done. I'm just adding a few decorations to help fill up empty space, and so everywhere you go, you're gonna be able to see something in the garden. And I think I put this pot, and then I also add a bonsai tree to one of the shelves. And she's done! Look how cute she is. Look at the mini speed walk. I'll do a later one, obviously, at the end of the video of me walking through slowly so you can see everything. That wraps up the portion of the community garden area. Now we're jumping into we're going to jump into the area where I basically clean up a little bit around the garden and make it look a little bit more put together by putting bushes and fences up. I kind of push myself to do this section of the video because I'm so used to doing like one section of my island and like speed building one particular area and being really happy about it, and then like leaving the area around it, like kind of the in-between areas that like are your transition into another area. But so that's basically what this part is I'm just going around putting bushes all around the top areas of the fence. Right here I'm making this a little bit wider because I want to add a palm tree, and I rounded out the edge, but I'm gonna eventually put that back just so the simple panels work better. I'm not sure if I do it in this video later on, but I'm definitely gonna be doing it. If I don't do it in this video, I'm definitely gonna be doing it later. So I'm just making this area kind of like where people cannot go back if they're visiting my island. It's just like, oh hey look, this is just here to kind of build up, like to make the community garden looking like it's sunken, and like this is actually not a place you can walk. This is like just the hilltop of the community garden. So yeah, I'm just like adding random color flowers and bushes, not really having a meaning for where I put which color, just kind of dumping stuff in, trying to make it look tropical. I am starting to do flower bushes. Every like 3 spaces in between them will be hedges. I also got this from that one video I mentioned. That person went back and forth with different hedges that had flowers, and then different bushes that had flowers, and then hedges in between, and I thought it was a really cool idea, so I also wanted to use it. It just kind of brings a little bit more pop of color to what you're building. Right here I'm also trying to make an area where you can't really walk. It's just a decorative area in the entrance to the community garden. Now I'm going through and doing every other color for the bushes. it was around this time that I thought it would be cute to add some garden benches and a street lamppost to both sides of the entrance to the community garden. So I'm basically just going to be doing that and basically making a walkway and putting bushes, trying to like rope off this side as well, even though I know villagers will always spawn here. I hate when they do that and they just spawn somewhere they obviously have like nowhere to walk, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to do it this way, so it's not confusing to other people visiting my island, because there's like nothing over here except for like, you know, the hilltop. So I'm basically just trying to fill stuff in to where they can't walk back here, and also trying to make it really colorful and tropical. I use the terracotta pathing so it matches the canal that I did right below this. So we are having like the terracotta pathing along with the brick staircase. Since I've been recently using the terracotta pathways, it's making me rethink of the park build that I did, where it's mainly cobblestone and terracotta in between. I might go back and like make an inverse of that, so basically make it mainly terracotta and then cobblestone in between, just so it's more like it matches the theme of the island, but I'm not sure yet. But is a possibility. I'll have to keep you updated. I'll get back to you on that. I then start going and working on the front part of this. In this area, I also struggle with the simple panels. You'll see which area I do. My question is like, should I just keep the simple panels when they're like not facing the front but they're sideways? Like there's like a little gap in between the clips and the fence, but I feel like it looks better with the simple panels rather than just leaving it like empty. So like you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute, but I just want some like feedback on that, because I just got really confused on why it wasn't looking right. So I end up leaving the side facing clips like not having simple panels because it just did not look as good. Here I'm finishing up this siding and just adding some bushes and plants to it. I did think that I wanted to put items up on there, but I just thought it was too much. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, there's like this little gap, but it's not as bad on this side, but like on the other sides, it looks horrible. So I might end up just like building something like not right here, because like, I mean, there's nothing to really build here. Or maybe I can put like, oh, you know what? I'll put a telephone booth or something right there so it covers that up. But on this side, my idea was to mainly like turn this into a parking lot. or like another like small food place, like snack foods, like put different stalls up and it's like a little like more food trucks, or I could just do it all food trucks. I'm not sure. I'm just babbling on at this point. But like right here, it just looks weird, you know? And oh, I did fix that corner, so that's good. So, but once I fix the corner, you'll see like whenever I try to put these simple panels there, it just looks really awkward. And then they're like not close together. Like those two are close together, but why is there a space in between those two, you know? Like I was just having conflicted feelings on this, and I just need some help because I'm just confused on what I should do. Like, should I just put things, or maybe I can just move trucks there or something to make it, like, look how awkward that looks. Maybe I can just do a food truck area or put buildings in front of it. I don't know. I really need some opinions. And this is the finished look of the community garden. I'm just gonna walk around here to let you see everything that I put. I really loved how this part of my island turned out. We're gonna forget about the simple panels for a moment and just take in all the items and plants and all the colors that are featured in my community garden. And I really, really love it. I think it's one of my favorite areas on the island right now. I might even love it more than the canal area. I really think that it turned out beautiful. And that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching this far. I hope you enjoyed my little speed build. I will link I'll link that one video that I used to help me get custom codes and ideas from. I will also give you the custom codes that I used for this build. And if anyone has any tips on how to work the simple panels and how to make them actually look good, I would really appreciate that. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!